How are you feeling?
Well,
How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
To give you some idea.
I am not completely like other people.
What do you mean by that?
People dislike me because I am not completely like them. I am trying to do with my life something which few people try to do, and this influences my thinking and consequently my action.
What is it you're trying to do with your life?
Play the piano for people.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.
is the end. There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final fight. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be out you. Won't anybody help us? What are we running for? When there's nowhere we can run to anymore. We can't afford to be innocent. Stand up and face the enemy. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. And with the power of conviction, there is no sacrifice. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible.
Who the fuck is Karlyn? She's just some sweet lady. She's like in a knitting. She does like a knitting stream. She's like a knitting YouTuber. She does knitting.
Can we grow up a little bit and
Alt
not
Girl
be
sent $200.
retarded?
Have you
Please.
seen the work of Karlyn Borysenko? Anti-commie cult leader and is obsessed with looking at what actual far-left communists are talking about and organizing today, infiltrating them. They infiltrated the universities, schools, media. She has the receipts to back it up. Primary source evidence. Infestation is dire and she calls Republicans idiots eating slop. Agree.
Thank you for the big super chat. Yeah, oh, I know Karlyn B. She's solid. She's funny. I
The
like
great
her.
noticer sent $200.
Literally.
So
not
it's,
Ian.
it's not a because
Yeah.
I haven't dangled my junk into the combat zone on purpose to get some camera footage. But that's the big part of what's the
Is
problem.
that what you call reporter?
Go under if you're going to do it.
Yeah,
go
seriously.
undercover. Otherwise, you're wearing a hunk of meat in a lion's den. Nick Shirley, I love you. Take care of yourself, man. Karlyn Borysenko went undercover. Do stuff like that. Like if you want to expose this thing, don't pariah.
But
Please.
Ian, here's I, 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 I agree with you to an extent.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nope. No, we're not. Nope. What a way to start off the stream. No. 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 The last time I talked to him, he made it very clear that he hates me, and he's always hated me, and he will always hate me. And, yeah. So no, I guess we're not. I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried the very best I could to smooth shit over. I tried for a full year. I put a full year of effort into that whole thing to try to get him to calm the fuck down. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, HT was talking shit about him the other day. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even paying attention. I'm not even paying. I do know that Big Tech was very pissed off that I pointed out correctly that he's bald and he will always be bald, and I can lose weight and he can make fun of me for being fat all he wants, but I've lost 40 pounds since the last time he made fun of me for being fat, and I'm losing a lot more, and that's really rad. And weight can be lost, but he will always be bald. I do know he was pretty pissed off about that. But whatever. He already told me that he hates me and he's always hated me and he always will hate me. So, is there really any more I could lose? Is there really any more I could lose? Anyway, you know what? It doesn't even fucking matter. It truly and sincerely doesn't even fucking matter. You want to know why? We got better shit to do. I'm going to put your chat on the screen so you can see what you guys are saying, because God knows we all like a little bit of narcissism. Let's sit now. Listen, I don't know why I can't display this on the screen. Cynthia, queen of the chat, Cynthia gave 10 gifted channel memberships before the stream even started. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Cynthia, the goddess. W Cynthia. Let's get another. I know you guys probably gave Cynthia a round of W's before the stream started. Gave 10 gifted channel memberships before the chat. Even before the stream even started. I mean, is there any more that one Cynthia can do? I mean, come on. That's fucking awesome. We got Trendle. Oh God, Trendle's sending me a link of some sort. Trendle, what is this? What the fuck is this? What's this? Alex Jones rants as an indie folk song. Okay, Trendlin, maybe we'll watch that later. We have a little bit of a time crunch today, but I will pull it up, Trendlin. Thank you for sharing the Alex Jones as a folk song video. I appreciate you, as always, and perhaps we'll watch that a little bit later. But guys, today, we are taking a little journey into the world of radical public health. Is there a spy stream today? I'm going to get to that, bot. There may be as many as 2 spy streams today, and they may be public, or they might be supporter only. Actually, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. We'll talk about radical public health in a second. There may be as many as 2 spy streams tonight, a double feature, back to back. And, originally, and I said I was going to do this yesterday, originally I was going to make these spy streams supporter exclusives. But there are spy streams that I can make public. There really are. There are spy streams I can make public. And you know what? Given the success that we had yesterday with the DSA basically crying on their stream. The DSA basically cried yesterday, if you guys missed it, because they caught me streaming their stream, which is fine. And they basically made an announcement, almost crying, almost in tears. This evil person is streaming us, and she is going to cut us out of contact. Yo, Cynthia, thanks so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. And I got to thinking. I'm like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about spy stream. There will always be spy streams that we have to do just a little bit more low key. Like if we're streaming an all-day spy stream, we have to be undercover about that. We have to be fucking covert about that shit, because there is a full day of content that we actually want access to. And if we fuck around with that, we might not get access to the full day of content. If we are doing a multi-day spy stream, because we've done spy streams as long as 4 days long. Do you guys know one time we did a 4-day long spy stream? We literally streamed 4 days of a conference to spy stream as a supporter exclusive. I can't do that in public. I have to keep that behind a paywall because that's 4 days of content. And then that was even pushing it. That was 4 days of secrecy, of secret streaming and secret recording and all of that stuff. We have to keep those locked down behind a paywall. Otherwise, we probably aren't going to get access to the content. They're going to figure out who I am, and they're gonna try. As soon as they become aware that they're being streamed, then the whole thing gets fucked. Okay. However, there are many, 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 many spy streams that I have been doing as a supporter exclusive that really I probably could make public, and really I'm not sure, especially with this little communist tranny following us around to try to sabotage things. I've actually been thinking about, should I just open the doors a little bit wider for Spy Stream? Should I make this available to more people? Now, here's my apprehension, and I'm going to be honest about this. Spy Stream is one of the things that I use to incentivize people to fund my work. So all of these gifted channel memberships, like, listen, there are other supporter perks other than Spy Stream. You get access to my supporter Discord. I occasionally do supporter exclusive content, stuff like that. But the big one of the big, like, incentives to become a supporter of my work on a monthly level, or get a channel membership, or to gift channel memberships out to the community, one of the big incentives is getting access to Spy Stream directly. Let's just be honest about that. People fucking love Spy Stream. It's one of the most well-known things that I do. And I want to continue to incentivize people to fund my work, because if people don't fund my work, I can't actually do it. But I've been wondering lately, can you guys be trusted to fund my work without me having to beg? Can you guys be trusted to fund my work without me having to provide you with additional incentives to do it? Can you guys be trusted to fund my work just based on the value that I'm giving you, and the intelligence that I'm giving you, and the information that I'm giving you? Because quite frankly, I really would love to make as much of my work free and available to the general public. And I know we have people like Leonard. I never had to beg Leonard. Leonard's an OG. He's been around forever. He's been funding my work forever. And I really do appreciate that. There are so many people who fund my work just basically on seeing the value of it, and knowing the amount of effort and time I'm putting into it, and wanting me to continue to do that. Reagan, you absolutely fund my work. Reagan is like the backbone of this fucking community. Like, he doesn't even, Reagan's funding is not monetary. Well, it is sometimes, but like it's everything else. Like, Reagan, you do more than enough to compensate as fun. And I know that you will too. And there are many people who have done that. Can we like, here's the little experiment I want to have though. W's to Chitalago in the chat for gifting a channel membership. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Appreciate that, bro. Here is the question that I have in my head. If I start to make more spy streams public, because I can do it, like, it's not that I can't do it, and I'm pretty sure I can get away with it. If I start to make more spy streams public, will we continue to meet our channel membership goals? Will people continue to send in super chats? I think they'll continue to send in super chats. I really want to make sure though that we're meeting those channel membership goals, because guys, listen, I know we joke around about me buying luxury purses, and I do that sometimes, but I hope people understand that the luxury purse fund is actually separate from the channel membership goal fund. It's actually just, I have a fund of play money that I get from, like, doing content on Twitter and getting payouts on Twitter, doing the Rumble money goes in there because I don't make a ton of money on Rumble. No offense, Rumble, but like you guys don't pay me as well as YouTube. It's just a fact. It's just, I wish Rumble did pay me as well as YouTube. Rumble doesn't pay me as well as YouTube. So the Rumble money goes into a pot of money I call the play money. And so when I have these other content avenues that I'm not making a ton of money, I'm basically funding my work doing other things, but I have a little extra and I can fuck around and like buy pretty things on the internet, and that's cool. Like, that's where that actually comes from. The channel membership stuff, I'm trying to pool a bunch of money to do travel, to pay fees for events that I need to register for, that I want to infiltrate. And when I say travel, I mean travel to go to leftist things, travel to go to leftist events, travel to, like, I have this whole idea of like, I want to go to different communist attractions in the US, like where there's like a Lenin statue in New York City, different anarchist bookstores all over the country, different cities that have a lot of far lefts. I want to actually go there and do coverage on the ground and do stuff like that. So that's where that money's going. It'll go into like just like being able to basically expand what I'm doing and to be able to invest in that. That is where that money is actually going. And so because people have been so generous with the channel memberships lately, it has opened up a whole new world of possibilities of content that I'm going to be able to create, of things I'm going to be able to do. W's in the chat to Cynthia with 5 gifted channel memberships. I really do appreciate that, Cynthia, the queen of the fucking channel. And the thing of it is I want to make sure that we continue to feed that pot of money because I want to be able to do that. I think it would be so fun. I really had this idea last year when I was in Seattle and I was touring all over Seattle, just going to like Cal Anderson Park and going to the different bookstores in Seattle. And I would record videos showing people, here are the socialist things going on in this city. And I have a record of their propaganda, and I was collecting their propaganda and all that good stuff. And so I was like, that is one of the things I want to be able to do moving forward. And I thought that would be a really cool way to do it. But that requires money, because that requires me getting on a plane. That requires me renting hotel rooms. That requires me getting rental cars. That requires me buying food while I'm on the road. It requires me traveling, taking time away from streaming and stuff like that. And so that is really what the bulk of like, anytime I've made money on this channel for the past several years, it's gotten instantly reinvested into the work we're doing. Oh yeah, their membership dues. I subscribe to different socialist and communist magazines that I have to pay for. There are different membership dues of different organizations. They aren't expensive, but like if you're paying $5 a month to 10 different organizations, that's $50 a month. It's like in some organizations I'm actually paying more than that. And so like the thing I'm trying to say is, here is the deal I want to make the community, okay? Here's the deal. We have 16 channel memberships currently. In about an hour and a half, we have an opportunity to enter into our first spy stream of the day. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not going to do that. Can we voluntarily get to the 100 channel membership goal in the next 90 minutes? And if we do, I will make 2 spy streams public today. We will be doing back-to-back spy streams into live leftist organizing calls today on the stream, making it available to the general public. That is the deal I'm going to make, because I don't like asking for money, guys. I don't like, but the reality of this thing is I have to run it like a business. W to Anthony over on Rumble, gifting a channel membership over there. Really do appreciate that, bro. You rule. If we can meet the goal, and if we can continue to keep the channel memberships coming in, because it just is just like, guys, I cannot even tell you how much easier it makes my life and it makes my stress level to have the type of support you guys have been doing lately. It's just fucking awesome. W's to Virgo Moon, W's to Chitalago. Listen, guys, even just gifting 1 channel membership, if everyone in the chat right now gifted a channel membership, we would already be at the goal. Like literally, we'd already be done. So, and that's like $5. So I will give you a live class on the internet. I will show you what's going on. I will break down the language for you. I will show you all this stuff. And W's in the chat to 7 Lilies with 5 gifted channel memberships. Really appreciate it, bro. You rule. And if we meet the channel membership goal by 7 p.m. Eastern time, I will take you guys inside 2 public trainings tonight. W in the chat to Malcolm. Thanks so much, Malcolm. You rock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to everyone who has earned a channel membership so far. Look at that. We're almost 30% of our way to our goal. How easy is that? How easy is that? So, guys, that is the challenge I'm going to give to you. Loki in with the channel membership. W to Loki. Valkyrie with the channel membership. W to Valkyrie. Donnie Girl in with the $5. W's, Donnie Girl. We appreciate it. Can this be for a gifted membership? I'll make that a gifted membership. We'll count that as one. What was that? That was 8 so far. I need to do some math here. I need to do some math before we continue. That brings us up to 37 because I'm having to add multiple things. Yeah. So guys, if you want to send in a super chat for $5 because you're watching on your phone or something and it won't let you send channel memberships, just write in the super chat for a gifted channel membership, just like designated as that. It won't give out a channel membership, but like I'll count it as a channel membership if you do that, for sure. For sure. We got Michelin with a gifted channel membership. Thanks so much. We got Anthony over here for a W with a gifted channel membership. Thanks so much. We got Cynthia in with another $5. W's to Cynthia. We got Jenny in Texas over on Rumble with a gifted channel membership. W's to Jenny. That's 8 more. Holy shit. Holy shit. You guys are really going to knock this out, aren't you? Holy shit. Hang on. Hang on. We got Loki in with the $5. W's in the chat to Loki. That's 13 more. Hang on. Let me do math. Let me do fucking math. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's 40, 50. We're already halfway there. Holy shit. Am I doing math wrong? I don't think I'm doing math wrong. No, because Cynthia gave 10 before the start of the stream. Yes, we are already halfway to our goal, guys. How fucking cool is that? So now you have another 90 minutes. We have another 90 minutes to scrounge up another 50 channel memberships. If 10 people just give 5 channel memberships each, we're already done. We're already done. Cynthia, you have done that and so much more. I am so grateful to you. I cannot truly and sincerely, Cynthia, you single-handedly giving out so many channel memberships and encouraging other people to give out the channel memberships, because Cynthia may have started the trend, but many others like Old Sub Sailor, Hans, all the other people that give out channel memberships all the time. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to name everyone, so I'll forget people and I'll feel bad. But like so many people have followed in Cynthia's footsteps. It has literally changed the trajectory of the channel, Cynthia. And there's not enough I can say. There's not enough thank yous I can give you. There's not enough gratitude I can send you. It really has changed the way I'm thinking about the entire way I make content. So you are a champion, Cynthia. You are a legend. If I ever piss you off, please let me know. And I promise you I will apologize immediately. Yeah, the gifted channel membership makes a huge difference in reach and positivity, makes everyone feel good. I love it. I love it. W's in the chat to Candace, gifting a channel membership. Thanks so much, bro. You rule. You rule. So guys, let's go back and talk about radical public health for a moment. Does anyone know what radical public health is? Does anyone remember what radical public health is? Because we have watched radical public health a couple times on the channel. Your surgery went great. Here's a membership. Thank you, I am. I'm so glad to hear that surgery went well. We got a W for Berg. You're gifting a channel membership. W's to I am as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. You rule. There we go. Up to 53. Radical public health is a group of communists that organize within the public health sphere of academia at universities. And so Radical Public Health has a YouTube channel where they put out their presentations of their little commie organizing. And there is one specific presentation on the Radical Public Health YouTube channel. It's not this one. Let me show you. There's one specific presentation on the Radical Public Health YouTube channel that lives in infamy on this channel. And that is fat liberation as shared liberation. And not only is that presentation infamous on this channel, because fat studies is the craziest shit that we watch, bar none. Fat studies is nuts. Fat studies will blow your guys' mind. I got to find a good fat studies presentation because there's a lot of newbies who have yet to be introduced to fat studies, and we got to change that. We got to change that. But even more importantly, fat liberation is shared liberation. Cynthia, W's in the chat to the queen, the legend, the champion. How much more can one Cynthia do? Thank you so much, Cynthia. You rock. I really do appreciate it. Really, really do appreciate it. There we go. The reason that fat liberation is shared liberation is so infamous is because Trigglypuff was in that presentation. Trigglypuff no longer uses her real name, her photo on the internet. She was not on video, but we watched this presentation twice. And in the first presentation, we were pretty sure that the person going by Autumn Miller in the fat liberation presentation was hiding something because we couldn't find them on the internet. And they refused to come on camera. We were like, this person's got to be really fucking fat if they're not coming on camera. And then we realized through research efforts in the community that Autumn Miller is not her real name. Cora Siegel is her real name. And the reason that Cora Siegel / Autumn Miller does not want to be on video is she is the subject of the infamous Steven Crowder Trigglypuff video. That is the type of stuff we uncover when we watch leftist trainings. We literally find the memes. We find the memes out in the real world. We find the memes in the wild. And yep, she's Jewish, obviously. You know, not that there's anything wrong with that. Bagels in the chat, please. Or lightning bolts. Bagels and lightning bolts. Whichever. Well, the Radical Public Health YouTube channel today uploaded a bunch of videos. And one of those videos appears to be anti-ICE organizing. Just saying. The title of the video is Sanctuary for All as Community Resistance for Public Health Regeneration. Now, as a reminder, Radical Public Health, as you can see on their website, is hosted at the University of Illinois, Chicago, which last time I checked is a public taxpayer-funded university in their School of Public Health. They've got a mission statement. They got all sorts of stuff going on. They got a Facebook page. They got an Instagram. They're doing all sorts of, they've got a statement on the murder of George Floyd. They've got statements on racism and violence. This is an extremely socialist little student organization within the University of Illinois. And they work with faculty to do presentations just like this. Now, this one's only 20 minutes long, but there are other ones that we can watch, honestly, if we need to take up some more time. So today, we are going to be delving into this presentation to watch what they said about anti-ICE organizing at the University of Illinois, Chicago, publicly funded university. And that's what we're going to be doing, guys. And if we hit the goal of getting 100 new channel members, which is going to be, I have to do math, 37 more channel memberships by 7 p.m. tonight, we'll just go directly into not one but two spy streams. And we'll just do it live. Does that sound like a good plan to everyone? W's in the chat, or not W. Well, one in the chat. One in the chat if you think that sounds like an awesome fucking plan and we're totally going to hit the channel membership goal. 2 in the chat if you think this sounds like a dumb plan and a giant waste of time. 1 in the chat if you think this is an awesome plan and we're totally going to hit that channel membership goal so that we can continue to make this public for everyone. And we're going to do 2 public spy streams later. 2 in the chat if you think that sounds like a big, giant waste of time and you don't want to do it. Okay. All right. Let's do that then. Let's do that. Guys, as a reminder, if you are new to my work, the very best place to start is by heading over to my Substack. That is Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. W's in the chat from Malcolm with the 10 gifted channel memberships. You rock, Malcolm. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. W's in the chat to Chitalago. I love that Chitalago just sprinkles out channel memberships whenever they feel like it. I love it. I love it. 11 more to the goal. That's going to be 74. Doing some math in my head there. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Guys, if you are new to my work and you want a crash course in leftist language, the very best place to start is by heading over to my Substack, Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. And what you want to do when you get there is click on the new to my work section. I'm pretty sure Chicken Spawn has already put it in the chat, but under the new to my work section, you're going to find a couple resources for people who are new to my work, including the re-education class, an anti-communist introduction to the far left. This is a 90-minute crash course in far left language where I put together over a dozen clips from far left trainings that I've infiltrated over the years to show you directly what they say in their presentations so that you can hear the language for yourself and you can start to immerse yourself in that environment. If you like that one, you can also move on to the 4-hour How to Speak Socialist Masterclass, which just really expands on the re-education class. And if you want still more information, you can watch this hour-long lecture I did about queer Marxism, which is the left's most dystopian ideology. I'm currently studying the evolution and development of queer Marxism in America. I'm writing a book about it, 2 books about it, in fact. And so this is a topic I'm intimately familiar with. I give you a good overview in that presentation. These are great resources if you're just getting started understanding leftist language. It is your crash course. It is your immersive experience, and it will really help you to understand things so that you can come up to speed and really understand what you're hearing in a lot of these socialist presentations a lot more quickly. I also want to remind people that you are welcome to ask questions during the presentation if you're confused, if you don't understand. I know sometimes people are afraid of me on the internet, and sometimes I yell, and sometimes people deserve to be yelled at. But if you are asking a question in good faith, especially if you're new, W's in the chat to Chitalago for another channel membership, bro, bringing us up to 75% of our overall goal. How awesome. How awesome. Hang on one sec. Got the coughs. Hang on. Where even was I? Where even was I? I don't even know. I don't even know. Hey, before we get started, you guys want to see my latest pair of sunglasses? I know this is like breaking news. One of my 16 pairs of new sunglasses from Vintage Frames has just come in, and I got to show them to you guys. Breaking news. Breaking news. This is what we do. This is really what you're funding on the channel. I was lying when I said I had a content plan earlier. This is really what you're funding. Just so you're aware. Old Sub Sailor in 5 get to channel memberships. W's to Old Sub Sailor. W's. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. So these guys, these are vintage Dior sunglasses, and there's nothing more I like than a giant fuck off pair of oversized vintage sunglasses. This is oversized vintage sunglasses are my absolute fucking kryptonite. Bro, Greek heat. We already met the goal. Greek heat. Massive W's to you, bro. You rock. Getting us over the goal. That means there's going to be not 1 but 2 public spy streams tonight. Let's go. Let's go, everyone. 2 public spy streams tonight. Is there, do I have the best community on the internet, or do I have the best community on the internet? There is no doubt about it. You guys have met the channel membership goal. I am so appreciative that you guys allow me to do this. You guys are the fucking best. Now I want to just let everyone know, you can still send in channel memberships and super chats, stuff like that. You can still give me money. It's totally fine. I'm not going to turn it away or anything. I mean, look at these the sunglasses are not going to buy themselves. I'm gonna get so clipped out of context for that. That's not even gonna be funny. Anyway, we have met our channel membership goal. I have the best fucking community on the internet. Cynthia is going above and beyond. W's to Cynthia in the chat. Man, how much more can one YouTube community do? How much more can one YouTube community do? Let's see. Do I have anything else I need to tell you guys before we start the presentation? Let me see. We did that one. We did that one. Okay, let's dig into it. Let's see. We are going to watch this little presentation from Radical Public Health in a little over an hour. We're just going to go right into a spy stream, guys. We're just going to do it on this stream. We don't need to announce ourselves. And we're going to experiment with this, and we're going to see how it goes with doing some of these spy streams public. And if we can make these spy streams public, we will make them public, as long as the channel memberships keep coming in. You guys are the best. I'm so grateful. Let's dig into this. This is a presentation posted to the Radical Public Health YouTube channel literally hours ago. It only has 6 views, and we're about to give them a whole lot more. Old Sub Sailor, I joined X today. How do I find all you, or will you find me? Actually, Old Sub, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your Twitter in the chat, or you can actually just put your Twitter in the chat as well. I'm going to put your Twitter in the chat, Everyone go follow Old Sub Sailor on Twitter because he is a king in this community, and he is definitely worth the follow, and he's trying to find people. So help him out. Help him out. And by the way, guys, if you want to put your Twitter handle in the chat, I know that everyone can't post links in the chat. You can only post links in the chat if you're a mod. But if you want to put your Twitter handle in the chat to like help other people find you, that's totally fine. And I want you to feel free to do that. We're building a little community over here, so I want to make sure people are able to find each other and stuff like that. Anyway, let's dig into the presentation and let's see what they had to say.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
audio's not set up right. As a reminder, I am a professional streamer on the internet. Professional streamer. Okay, take two.
So, so basically how we started was right after the election, which felt like a million years ago. Basically a small handful of us, 4 of us got together. We just had lunch and we started to organize a teach-in on Project 2025. And the main goal of this was to get people into a room and kind of like harness the energy that people were feeling as soon after the election as possible, right? So it's not just about Project 2025, but it's really about getting us together. So we got a packed room, and then we started organizing from there as Sanctuary for All UIC. And we focus on kind of 2.
So they're organizing a little sanctuary program at the University of Illinois Chicago utilizing taxpayer funds. Isn't that nice? Why hasn't the University of Chicago, or excuse me, not the University of Chicago, strike that, University of Illinois at Chicago. Those are 2 different schools. University of Chicago is a different school. They're also doing leftist stuff too. But why hasn't the University of Illinois Chicago been defunded? Why hasn't the Trump administration done anything about this? Just asking. Why hasn't the Trump administration defunded literally every single fucking taxpayer-funded university that is doing this sanctuary bullshit on campuses where they're basically obfuscating ICE, obfuscating DHS, obfuscating all of these things? Why hasn't the Trump administration done anything about this? Does anyone have any ideas? I know, because they're fucking obsessed with bombing Iran on behalf of Israel, probably.
Main strategies. So next slide. So yes, so this is like a short statement of who we are and our goals, right? And our goals are to share resources and organize ourselves to keep each other safe.
Okay, let's read this. Sanctuary for All, UIC, University of Illinois, Chicago, is a newly formed collective. Guys, anytime, well, I shouldn't say anytime, almost anytime, like 95% of the time, when you see the word collective, that is going to indicate a far left radical group, because that's just one of their naming conventions. If you want to know, like, the most common names of Antifa groups are not actually Antifa. The most common names of Antifa groups are things like InfoShop, Distro, Collective, things like that. Those are the most common names of Antifa groups. And so anytime you see the word collective, I'm not saying that every collective group is automatically Antifa. I'm saying that the term collective, it's one that is used very extensively on the radical far left. And so if you see that term coming up, that is going to be an indication to you that's a far left radical group that I need to pay attention to. Hey, welcome to the channel, SoCal Gal. Really appreciate you being here. You know, your life is over. You're never leaving the cult. We have you in our grips now. It's over. You're never going to see the world the same way again, but you'll have friends during the Marxist Revolution, and that's pretty rad. That's pretty rad in and of itself. Sanctuary for All UIC is a newly formed collective on campus that has organized teach-ins, webinars, and meetings that have attracted hundreds of UIC faculty, staff, students, alumni, as well as community members and organizations. That sounds like an awful lot of communist organizing that is funded directly by the taxpayer to me. I don't know what's going on there. Our goal is to share resources, organize ourselves to keep each other safe, advocate for historically and currently targeted communities, and insist that our university administration do everything possible to expand sanctuary protections at UIC for all. So this is a commie group on University of Illinois Chicago's campus that is actively organizing to encourage the university to not cooperate with ICE, DHS, or the government, or any of these things. Everyone tracking? 1 in the chat if you understand what we're watching right now. 2 in the chat if you're confused. It's okay to be confused. It's always okay to be confused, guys. But if you're confused, please ask questions so that we can help you understand what you're looking at.
Advocate for targeted communities and insist that the university administration do everything possible to expand sanctuary protections for everyone, regardless, like gender, sexuality, race, immigration status, all of the things, disability. Like we really are taking seriously the for all of our name. Next slide, please. So we focus on basically 2 main kind of buckets of strategies, right? We are inspired by Mi Gente and OCAD and BYP 100's expanded sanctuary campaign, which they launched even before Trump, I think, the first time. So they were really thinking about how to seal the carve-outs that criminalized certain kinds of migrants and excluded them from sanctuary protections in the Chicago City Ordinance. And we really used their framework as an inspiration for our work. So we have 2 main strategies. One is like hollering at the administration, basically to expand protections for the most vulnerable members of our community. And the second strategy, and this is the one that is kind of more dear to me, and that's about building our own capacity to meet the needs of the community. So next slide. Okay, so thinking of just quickly, I want to run through this, but like just quickly, we do make efforts to be in communication with the administration because there are frankly things that the administration can do.
I just want people to understand this. I'm going to take these glasses off because I'm going to paint my nails on this stream. I can't see what I'm doing. I want people to understand that, like, and when she's saying the word administration, she does not mean Trump administration. She means university administration, because when you work on a university, you refer to like the president's office and the executive as the administration. So she's not saying the Trump administration. She's saying the university administration.
Capacity-wise that we are not able to do. So for example, one of the core demands that we have is to have ICE alerts. So if ICE is on or near campus, we want them to send one of those emergency messages as if it were a shooter on campus, right? They are able to do this when they had that the fake bomb threat last week, things like that. Let everyone know, because chisme goes around anyways, and it instills a lot of fear and confusion. So if they can just have an immediate response, that would be a meaningful policy change, right? And that's something that we can only reach like maybe a few hundred, maybe a few thousand people through our different networks, but they can hit all of the tens of thousands of people who either work or study at UIC. So we do craft and deliver demands to the administration. That was a lot of our work last spring. Obviously, conditions have changed and we have pivoted to different kinds of communication with them. We can talk about that a little later when we talk about coalition building as well. Next slide. But I think, again, this is kind of more important to me, but like there are other folks who really focus more on relationships with the administration. But we also really emphasize organizing ourselves, like doing autonomous organizing that have nothing to do with the administration. The way that I approach it is that we are on our own. We can count on the administration for nothing. They're like the Democrats, right? Like,
the college administration is like the Democrats. Okay, this is something people need to understand if you are new to the world of higher education. Look at those nails. That's coming out good already. That's good. It's like dark purple. Boom. Anyway, so people think that higher education is controlled by leftists, and it is, but maybe not in the way that you think. because higher education, again, for people who don't know, you might be new to me. I worked in higher education for 10 years. I've worked at colleges all over the country. I have either worked at or consulted with half of the schools in the Ivy League. I've done all sorts of stuff for them. I've done marketing, I've done social media stuff, I've done admissions work, I've done fundraising and development, I've done leadership consulting. I used to run board retreats for like executive boards of colleges and stuff like that. And so I have extensive experience in higher education. And I was an adjunct faculty member at several colleges. I actually used to teach college classes. And so I have extensive experience in this whole fucking industry. And so I understand it. There are two main parts of higher education. There is the academic side, which is run by the faculty. There is the administrative side, so things like marketing and fundraising and basic like stuff you need to run universities, like facilities and things like that. That is called the administration. The faculty are the leftists. The faculty are the ones teaching the classes, picking out the books, advising the student organizations, influencing the students. The faculty are the leftists. The faculty are the ones that are overwhelmingly communist and socialist for reasons. The administration, while there may be more left-leaning than normal, the administration tends to be like, she just literally said it in the presentation. They're like the Democrats. The administration, if the faculty are the communists and the socialists, the administration are like the Democrats or the liberals. Now, if you've been around my channel for any length of time at all, you know that the faculty, the socialists and communists hate the Democrats and liberals, in this case, the administration. They are not on the same team. The faculty, the leftists who teach the classes at universities, oftentimes will utilize university resources specifically to work against the administration. How do I know this? I have them on video saying it. There were two presentations at the Socialism 2025 conference about this idea explicitly, about faculty at major universities, one of which was Princeton, actually using university resources to work against the administration and taking pride in that and talking about doing that everywhere. So the faculty and the administration are not on the same team. They are not playing the same game. The faculty are the socialists and communists. The administration are the Democrats and the liberals. The socialist and communist faculty believe that the administration, the Democrats and the liberals, are upholding capitalism by creating these students that they are feeding into the capitalist system after they graduate. Does everyone understand what I just explained? 1 in the chat if you understand what I just explained, 2 in the chat if you're confused. Let's listen to her again, and I'll turn on the captions. Let's listen to her again say, the administration, like, we'll work with the administration sometimes, but we also have to work outside of the administration because the administration are basically like the Democrats.
Either work or study at UIC. So we do craft and deliver demands to the administration. That was a lot of our work last spring. Obviously, conditions have changed and we have pivoted to different kinds of communication with them. We can talk about that a little later when we talk about coalition building as well. Next slide. But I think, again, this is kind of more important to me, but like there are other folks who really focus more on relationships with the administration. But we also really emphasize organizing ourselves, like doing autonomous organizing that have nothing to do with the administration. The way that I approach it is that we are on our own. We can count on the administration for nothing. They're like the Democrats, right? Like just pretend like they don't exist. And let's just build and protect each other on our own. We are powerful together. So let's do that, right?
Safe.
Instead of hollering at them, or we can holler at them at the same time. Okay. So we organize ourselves to protect one another. We started with trainings, again, as a way to get people in a room, but also to skill up and share information, right? And, you know, with Operation Midway Blitz last semester, and then for what's coming later, it is really important, and I tell this to people in the national network, that you need to build your container so that people have someplace to turn when a crisis hits, right? So I was really grateful that we had done some of this work, even though it didn't net outcomes last spring, because we had already been in a rhythm of meeting twice a month, of building different networks, building relationships, being in communication with staff, students, and other faculty. And so when 2 women were abducted on campus and a lot of people didn't know where to go, they had some place to
Okay,
go.
what does she mean when she says 2 women were abducted on campus? Pop quiz for the chat. What does she mean when she said 2 women were abducted on campus? Yeah, she means ICE came onto campus and arrested illegals to deport them. Yes, exactly.
To talk explicitly about how we're
Well
going to
done.
defend each other, right? And through all of this, we need to be building relationships, right? So yeah, like we wanted to, re-energize rapid response networks, community and school patrols. We have that. We did a lot of know your rights trainings and canvassing, thinking about where folks can find legal support networks and so on. Okay, so when the 2 women who were not affiliated with UIC and who technically weren't on campus because they were literally pulled out of their car on Harrison Street,
Oh,
so
now we find out these two illegals weren't students, weren't faculty, weren't alumni, weren't staff members. They were just 2 illegals that were driving by the University of Illinois Chicago campus, and they're all upset about it. Okay.
After that happened, we had a meeting already scheduled. So they were abducted on a Wednesday. We had an already scheduled meeting on Friday. And so we were able to kind of, first of all, just be together, as a community of people who oppose ICE and who want to protect each other. We had some place to go to with each other. But also we were able to think about, okay, what else do we need to be building?
Yeah.
What else do we need to be doing in order to prevent something like that from happening again, in order to keep our community safe? So next slide, please. Yes. Oh, sorry. These are some of the things, I should have said this a little while ago, but, or I should have moved to this slide earlier. But yes, we were starting with trainings. We had, we were building a rapid response team. We have Migra Watch and bike patrol trainings.
Migra Watch.
We were canvassing local businesses. We have a team that's been building mutual aid. Collecting information about what's
mutual aid is how the far left is funded, guys. Building mutual aid, defense, and care mapping, on and off campus funding, supporting local vendors. She's literally telling you we're funding this by mutual aid. They're so clear that they're funded by mutual aid. It's on a PowerPoint presentation, guys. It's on a fucking PowerPoint presentation. On and off campus, funding and supporting local vendors, money sign under building mutual aid. I just don't know how much more clear they can be before conservatives start to understand they're not funded by George Soros. They're funded by mutual fucking aid.
Available on campus, and then also what's
it's almost like they have jobs.
The city.
Yeah.
We're also thinking about care mapping. And we really do focus on not just political education, but skills-based education. So Caesar also, I wasn't able to be there, but Caesar organized a not street medic, but like a first aid kind of training. And I think we need to be doing a lot more of this, as we're seeing from Minneapolis. We need to really bump up our skills.
Hate
right?
painting my opposite hand.
Okay, next slide, please.
Always mess it up.
Okay, so the last slide focused like on different kind of activities we do, but I think undergirding all of the activities like meetings, trainings, etc., what we like the most important part of all of this is building relationships. And that sounds very ephemeral and
all right. This is a great question for people who are new to my work, and I've got a handy dandy resource for you. Yes, Democrats and liberals are still considered to be on the left. What I want you to do is go over to decodetheleft.com/map, and I will put this in the chat. And basically on decodetheleft.com/map, I have literally created an image that lays out the 5 tiers on the left. We have Democrats, liberals, progressives, democratic socialists, and revolutionary socialists. And I use the term socialist and communist interchangeably. And the reason I do that is because they do that. So Democrats and liberals are more towards like the center left. Democrats are basically corporate Democrats, like they're very entrenched in capitalism. Liberals are more around cultural values and stuff like that, but still want to uphold capitalism. Progressives go right up to the line of abolishing capitalism, but they don't cross it. Like progressives go about as far towards socialism as you can go without actually wanting to overthrow capitalism, which is of course the hallmark feature of socialists and communists, is they want to overthrow capitalism. Democratic socialists want to overthrow capitalism through elections, through reformism. Revolutionary socialists, which is probably what we're listening to right now, although there may be some more democratic socialists in there. Revolutionary socialists do not believe in elections. They want to overthrow capitalism by violently overthrowing the US government. So yes, Democrats and liberals are on the left, but they are completely distinct from DSA types and revolutionary socialists because they have completely different goals and values. Really good question. And then progressives are like right on the edge, but they're not quite overthrowing capitalism just yet. But progressives are the easiest to radicalize to the far left. You can look on the page for more information. I break down all the groups. I talk about their characteristics and all that good stuff. And you can find that again at decodetheleft.com/map. Back to this. There we go. Yeah, no, they don't. Most of them do not have nose rings or dyed hair. Most of them do. Some of them do. But most of them do not have nose rings or dye hair. So if Soros funds the Democrats when the right says the left is funded by Soros, isn't that a true statement? No, it's not, because you retards don't know what groups you're talking about. See, now you're doing the gotcha. Excuse me, if Soros funds the Democrats, then isn't it true that Soros funds the left? No. Because what we're worried about are the people who are actually doing things in the world. The Democrats aren't doing fucking shit. The liberals aren't doing fucking shit. The people who are organizing all the protests, the people who are out there in the streets, the people who are taking over the schools, the people who are causing all the fucking problems are socialists and communists, and they are not funded by George fucking Soros. So yeah, I started off being nice to you, and now that you've done this fucking owning the libs bullshit again, I'm no longer being nice. You are a fucking retard if you believe that Soros funds these people. You are a fucking retard if you believe that Soros is funding the anti-ICE protesters. You are a fucking retard if you believe that the protesters in the streets are paid protesters by George Soros. No. We hinge into reality here. Because if I say, well, yeah, I guess it's technically true that Soros funds left. Do you know what you're going to do? You're going to go run all over the internet, and your little retard friends are going to run all over the internet and say, look, Karlyn said that Soros funds the protesters. I knew it. They're all paid protesters. That's what happens every single time. So no. Soros is not funding the things that matter. You people are fucking Soros obsessed. It's Soros fucking derangement syndrome. Hinge into reality, please. No. Soros is not funding the organizers versus the protesters. No. Conservative media has made their fucking audiences retarded. Like absolutely brainwashed and fucking retarded.
Unappealing to radical bros because they don't feel like it's doing anything, but it's actually one of the most important steps to take in order to get ready for a crisis. So there's several sets of relationships that we really focus on building. So one is among students, workers, and faculty on campus. So among us. Another is among campus organizations, including the progressive student and faculty organizations, and also our unions. Our unions are really strong. If there are folks from SEIU or like the worker unions, like I would love to like
Unions,
like
you don't
build
say.
relationships with y'all. Like we have a relationship with GEO and UICUF, but I think we
Did I
should
miss a super
expand
chat?
more.
I apologize if I missed a super chat. Sorry so much, Deets. Thank you. Some chicken for Kobe. Yeah, Kobe already had his chicken today. Victor brought home a chicken earlier, and Kobe lost his fucking mind, and then he started barking. And Kobe is now amassing a pile of his good bones, like the fish bones that Kobe used to eat the fish bones immediately. And now Kobe is amassing a pile of fish bones because the fish bones are no longer appealing to him because he just wants the chicken. I've created a monster by bringing rotisserie chicken into my house every day with my dog. I have created an absolute entitled monster. Yeah, Kobe, you want to know who the real head of the household is? It's the fucking dog. Yep.
We also build relationships with migrant justice organizations across Chicago.
Kobe is funded by George
and with
Soros.
national orgs like the Sanctuary Campus Network and the Coalition for Action in Higher Education. And then we also need to build relationships with the administration, which I'm like, fine, whatever. Okay. Anyways, so it is the relationships with each other that has made the work more sustainable. And I'm not saying it's sustainable because it is still a lot, but it's something we want. Doing this work is something that a lot of us want to do precisely because we're doing it together. And that time that is put into building spaces where people want to be there, where we try to put thought into, how do we get to
Okay,
know each other?
I want to go back and listen to this again because she's making kind of a subtle point related to the issue of they're all paid protesters. First of all, we are watching a presentation given by people who all work for the University of Illinois, Chicago. Okay? We are watching a presentation given by people that all either have jobs or are students at the university, but this person works at the university. This person has a job. This person is funded by her job, which is the University of Illinois, Chicago. All right? She is telling you the reason we are doing this is because we like doing this and we are creating a community of people around doing this. The reason they do organizing is not because they are paid protesters or paid organizers by George Soros. The reason they do this is not because they are paid to do it. The reason they do it is because they like doing it. They are building a community of people doing it. It makes them feel good to do it. It aligns with their values to do it. Bro, I hope I didn't listen, everyone gets yelled at by me for saying something retarded every now and again. It's a measure of how thick your skin is. So I hope you do stick around and continue to be a fan, even though you got to let go of this fucking Soros idea. You have to delete that from your brain if you're going to be able to learn because it's making you fucking stupid. And you're not, if you're a fan of me, if you're actually a fan of me, you're probably not stupid, but the whole Soros thing, you got to fucking get over it, honestly. These are not paid protesters. They're not doing this because they're paid. This isn't some Chinese fucking op. They are doing it because they like doing it. They create a social system around doing it. It makes them feel good to do it.
And the Coalition for Action in Higher Education. And then we also need to build relationships with the administration. Which
Wait, are you fucking serious? Are you? I gotta show you guys this. This is a chat over on Rumble. I'm in a MAGA Discord server, and a mod shared proof that your weight loss is just Photoshop and manipulated angles, LMAO, and we bullied you on Twitter into losing weight, and you didn't even really lose it. She has her audience fooled. Can I just point out to you guys that we're watching right now a socialist presentation on the internet? We're watching a socialist presentation out of the University of Illinois, Chicago that just literally got uploaded onto the internet like today, like hours ago. In about 40 minutes, we're going to be going into a spy stream. We're going to watch 2 leftist organizing calls on this channel. Anyone on the internet can avail themselves of all this content to learn what the left is doing and to gain intelligence on the left. No one else is doing this. What is the MAGA Discord concerned with, guys? What is the MAGA Discord concerned with? What is their number one priority? Did Karlyn actually lose weight, or is she just making it up? I bet she didn't lose weight. I'm going to Photoshop her to make her look like she didn't lose weight. This is all Photoshopped and filtered. She's fooling her audience. She's so fat on the internet. I don't care how big or small you are. I'm here to learn from Karlyn. I appreciate you, Suzanne. Yeah, I'm probably a fucking socialist. Yeah, I'm probably a socialist. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. You want to know why MAGA always loses? Because this is what they're concerned with. W's in the chat, Chitalago. Thanks so much for the channel membership, bro. Really do appreciate that. You rule. Yeah, MAGA's priorities seem to be a little fucked up. Here's the question I have. What does it even fucking matter? What does it even fucking matter? Why does it even matter how much I weigh? Why does it even matter if I'm being truthful about the fact that I've lost 40 pounds in about 3 months and I'm going to continue to lose weight? And eventually I'm going to go into the world and eventually someone's going to get a picture of me somewhere. And eventually I'm going to be on some show in person. And eventually you guys are going to be able to see, but I don't care enough to prove anything right now. I damn well know how much weight I've lost. I damn well know how my clothes are fitting. But again, I'm just really confused about why this fucking matters in the first place. Whether I'm 40 pounds heavier or 40 pounds lighter, we're watching socialism on the internet, you massive fucking retards. Yeah, they're all obsessed with my ass. Yeah, that's it. They're just obsessed with my ass. That must be it. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Yeah, just because I'm the largest infiltrator of the far left doesn't mean I'm actually large. Indeed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Soros pays me by the pound, MAGA. That's exactly right. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Anyways, so it is the relationships with each other that has made the work more sustainable. And I'm not saying it's sustainable because it is still a lot, but it's something.
War Gobble over on Rumble. War Gobble on Rumble with the $50 Rumble rant. MAGA sucks, Trump sucks. So true. So true. So true. So true. So real. Let me just ban that retard in the chat that was like obsessed with my weight. There we go.
We want doing this work is something that a lot of us want to do.
We want to do it
precisely because we're doing it together.
We're doing it together.
And that time that is put into building spaces where people want to be there, where we try to put thought into, you know, how do we get to know each other over tamales and Chinese pastries, you know,
Chinese
like we always have at our
pastries,
meetings.
and
that's been really crucial. We also, with some of our homies in the other organizations, we have started a labor and progressive coalition with reps from the unions and a bunch of student groups, right? And this helps us coordinate who's working on what issue as their primary focus. So a lot of the times the student groups are actually the ones who are taking the lead on those communications with the administration, but we're all like talking about what are our shared values and what are our shared campaigns, right? So, for example, we take the lead on things like know your rights trainings and rapid response trainings. SDS took the lead on a town hall with the admin like a week or two ago.
SDS, the Students
and
for
the
Democratic
unions are
Society.
negotiating. They're in contract negotiations, which include demands for a sanctuary campus and protections for.
Hang on, this is actually really helpful information. April 7th, National Day of Action in Higher Education. Okay. Or 17th, rather. Let me just, I'm gonna write that down as soon as my nails dry.
All diversity initiatives. So we're kind of working together on Zoom, on Signal, oh my God, and and we're trying to cultivate an ecosystem. So thinking about the biomimicry, we're trying to create an ecosystem where no one has to do everything because everyone is doing something, right? And of course, it's not, there are people who are doing more or less than others at any given time. That's always going to be there. But creating this ecosystem where we feel accountable to the work and because we feel accountable to each other has been really, really wonderful and powerful. And so in terms of what we do, like SFA, we focus a lot of our work on community defense, especially because we are on our own. UIC apparently approaches the rest of us as not worth doing anything for, so we have to do it for ourselves, right? So, UIC acts as though not saying anything provides more protection than transparency. And its communications around ICE and the horrors of the current moment that we're living in, what we're witnessing, are virtually non-existent. They don't say anything, right? UIC made no mention of the abduction on campus for 5 days. And when they didn't admit that it was on campus because it technically happened on city property, right? And they weren't affiliated with UIC. So does that mean that these women don't count? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
actually, yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
we have to fill in that gap. And so we try to provide communications like, yes, this happened. This is when it happened. This is where it happened. This is what we're doing to help protect each other. Another thing, we get no directive on how to handle the possibility that ICE might come to our classrooms, right? So we, along with GEO and UICUF, we organized a responsive classrooms workshop and distributed the notes and other teaching resources to people who came. And then also we just distributed them widely. I have distributed them nationally to help folks on other campuses because we're all kind of in the same boat. As I mentioned before, we have a mutual aid team that collects resources. And we also collect information on trainings that are happening around the city for rapid response, Migra Watch, Know Your Rights. And we keep a link tree and a Google sheet of all of the updated trainings. And I have seen that circulate in other rapid response chats when people are looking for, is there a training on X this week? And I've seen other people say, hey, there's this Google sheet. So take a look at it. So
maybe we
I'm
should
hoping,
get
or it seems as though
maybe we should get access to that Google sheet. Maybe we should do that.
our work, it's not just for us, it is useful to as many people as possible. And that's one of our goals.
Sanctuary
We also
for
canvass
all
businesses
UIC.
surrounding campus, as well as offices on campus. So we have literally borrowed their material.
Hang on. Let's see. Oh, upcoming trainings, virtual and in person. Oh, what's going on here? What's happening here? Sign up for our listserv. Trainings. Let's see. Ooh. Nothing. Oh, wait. Know Your Rights. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. Weekly. No, holy shit. Holy shit. Chicago Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. We've seen them before. Hey, this is actually like super fucking helpful. Look at this. Whistle Assembly Kit. Look at this little treasure trove of information that we just found. Oh, the direct Zoom links to their ICE Watch community defense trainings. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? All right. Thank you very much for organizing that for us so cohesively.
Materials, like I went to Palenque looking for KYR cards and they gave me like a whole stack of canvassing packets. And that's how we kind of started with the canvassing. And then we created our own packet based, modeling it on theirs for campus spaces. And so, you know, this is also responsible.
Don't worry so much about the membership videos. The first video you should watch is over on my Substack. And go to the new to my work thing. You can find this on YouTube as well. The very first thing you should watch is this one, re-education class. Most of my videos are public. So the vast majority of my videos are public. There aren't actually a lot of member exclusive videos. The membership gets you access to spy streams. It gets you access to my supporter Discord, but the spy streams are unlisted videos. I'm working on making an archive of links and stuff so you can go into the back catalog, but I don't have that yet. So where I would start is the re-education class. But thank you for asking the question. I do appreciate it.
Responding to feedback that we got from workers who were like, we didn't know what to do when the abduction happened. We didn't know who we were supposed to call. We didn't know how to interact with the students that, like, we were going to have an event last night or that same night. We didn't know what to do. So I think we're trying to be responsive to people and their needs on campus. But, you know, of course, one of the main things is that people have to know that we exist. And they have to like communicate the needs to us. So canvassing actually helps us because we go to the offices together, right? And the other thing is, it can be a way of fostering community among folks doing work with us.
Yeah,
because you know we try to get folks to do canvassing in teams.
Thank you.
And so as you're walking from business to business, you're kind of talking to whoever you're with, and that helps build relationships and trust and communication. And with all the reports of infiltration and things like this in Minnesota, it's more important than ever that we establish strong relationships of trust now before the infiltration happens, so that we know who we are and that we stay true to our values and don't act like cops when you know, some you know, threats of infiltration might happen. Okay, so all of our
never know when you might be infiltrated.
Work together, but I do think that through it all, like, it is the relationship building that is the foundation of all of the activity. Like, who cares if we do a know your rights training if we're not building relationships of trust out of that?
So this is actually this is actually important to understand, though, because this is going to start making infiltration harder for us, because the thing of it is the left knows each other in person. They know each other's names. They know what each other looks like. And so when new people come in, it does make it, they are like held under like fundamental kind of like suspicion at first. And so we need to know that, like, if it, like, because obviously I'm not going to go to their leftist meetings in person, I'm not going to do long-term infiltration, it is going to make it harder for us. And that's one of the reasons I want to build an army. I'm going to be launching a program, hopefully this week, in the next couple of days or so, to teach people how to go undercover with the left. Because what I want to do is build a database of people who are basically under like long-term infiltration with these people, where you guys are signing up to their meetings, you're going to get to know them in person, you're actually a part of their group. And I'm going to build a community of people who are doing that because they're getting to know each other in person. And because they're getting to know each other in person, it is going to make what we're doing a little bit more difficult unless we have people who are also in there in person. So more information coming about that soon.
I totally forgot to tell you to
hopefully tomorrow,
like, forward the slides. I think you need to forward the slides. Okay, so yes, so we're building a big tent of solidarity with
big tent of solidarity.
Orgs. Okay, next slide. These are some of the events that we've done together. Okay, so this is just a snapshot of some of the stuff we've done as SFA. We do have a rapid response training that's going to be IRL.
I happen to know that Greg Bavino follows me on Twitter, and Greg Bavino DM'd me and told me that I was a patriot. So Greg Bavino is at least aware of me and aware of what I'm doing on some level. And that's pretty fucking cool.
And on February 19th, I can send y'all the information about that once we have it like a flyer together and everything. We also are hoping to pull together a digital safety workshop because things have really escalated in the last 6 months. And we have other kinds of coalitional things coming together. At the town hall with the admin, apparently one of them said that we are a sanctuary campus. but we want to make sure that that vision of a sanctuary campus actually is full of content with actual policy. So since they don't know what they're doing and they don't actually care that much,
Yo,
we can
Britta.
fill in that kind of empty.
Thanks so much. I love this. Now you're splitting up your super chat into a channel membership and an additional comment. Okay, I'll allow it. Thanks, Britta, for the gifted channel membership and the comment. We're not communists, we're Karlynists. And we Karlynists. I like Karlynists better than McCarlinism. McCarlinism reminds me too much of McDonald's. It's like an easy jump. It's an easy dunk for conservatives to call me fat. But like Karlynists, I appreciate that a little bit more. Thank you so much, Britta. I'll add the channel membership just because, you know, I'm that type of nice. Thank you very much.
Signifier of the sanctuary campus with the specific
McDonald's.
policies
Can we just
believe
acknowledge?
we need.
Can we just acknowledge that McDonald's is still fucking awesome? I don't even care. I'm not allowed to eat carbs right now. No fucking cheeseburgers allowed, and it sucks. Not that I ate a ton of McDonald's anyway, but like, I'll tell you what, every time I get a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, I genuinely enjoy the fuck out of that double cheeseburger. It's nostalgic, it's reminiscent of my childhood, and it's still fucking good. Even though I'm not allowed to eat carbs right now, I'm thinking about it in my head and I'm enjoying it in my head. Yeah, fries. Yeah, real.
In order to protect people. Okay, so just quickly, I do
The
want to go
nuggets
to
are gross though. I don't like them.
The conversation soon, but at the same time, we started SFA, another group
Chicken
of
slugs
us,
were good actually.
a small group of us elsewhere. We started like the Sanctuary Campus Network, which is a national network.
It's like
And the
could, I
goal of
guess,
it is
but-
less to do the direct organizing, and it's more to help folks on the ground at their campuses organize where they are by giving them skills, trainings, tools, things like this. So what we do, we have open meetings. They used to be at the first Friday of the month, but we've moved them to the last Friday of the month so that we don't compete with Rise Up actions. But they're at 12 p.m. Central Time, the last Friday of the month. They largely focus on political education and also skills training. So like we had a digital safety one last semester. It's already out of date, so we need to do a different one. Last Friday, we focused on how to help, as well as what we can learn from the resistance in Minneapolis and across Minnesota.
Oh yeah?
We're also starting drop-in strategy sessions. So we've already held one on how to get started, and then also how to move past a stall out, you know, like maybe there was a lot of energy and it's fizzled out. So how do you get re-going? And we're going to have another one this Friday on how to organize in deep red states like Texas, Indiana, South Carolina, other southern states. There's proposals to have one on starting a campus rapid response network. And another big project that we're working on that's very complicated, and I really hope we can pull this off, but we are in the process of building an online archive and web resource hub of attacks against higher education.
Oh yeah?
And the organizing that is going on to address it.
Awesome.
And we have really felt the need from like ever since like this shit started, like the whole point of the fire hose is to overwhelm us with too many attacks that we can't even orient ourselves. It's like being drowning in a whirlpool, right? And it's to prevent us from being able to deal with all the attacks. So just having clear information and being able to find information, like you know, like the deprivation of trans healthcare, for example, like what are other university hospital workers at other places where this is happening? How are they responding to it, for example? Or like people who are getting dismissed because of their pro-Palestine activity. Who else is dealing with this? What was the timeline of like their firing and termination or something? Like where did we miss like points of intervention? So like all of these things, we're going to try, I hope this works out, but we're going to try to start collecting and organizing this in an actual archive. So what's kind of cool is that like a very famous professor, very famous, like actually reached out to us and said, I have money to help build this thing. So but we can't do any work on it. So you would do
Oh,
all the
yeah?
work, but we would fund it. And so they're funding like the building out of
Again, please.
but we're going to try to start collecting and organizing this in an actual archive. So what's kind of cool is that like a very famous professor, very famous, like actually reached out to us and said, I have money to help build this thing.
I would bet Noam Chomsky. I bet you it's Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky still, to the best of my understanding, I bet it's Noam Chomsky.
So, but we can't do any work on it. So you would do all the work, but we would fund it. And so they're funding
wanna
like
check
the
it out.
building out of the actual web architecture. And they're also funding a research assistant for us. And then we got a grant, a small grant. And so we are paying for I work with this small grassroots community-based archive called the After Violence Project. And so we've hired them, we brought them on as
Really?
consultants
I didn't know
because
that.
I don't know how to build an archive. Like I have no idea. None of us know how to do that.
Honest
So they actually
consultants?
have done that repeatedly with targeted and vulnerable communities. They focus on the prison industrial complex. So they really know these questions about security, protecting information that could expose vulnerable people. They think through all of that. And they also know like the mechanics of how to make
It's
this
not
work.
Bel Airs.
So I'm hoping that we can launch this by maybe
Thanks, Regan.
April or May. But it's been several months in the process, but those are some of the projects that we're doing at the national level. But to be honest, everything that I was saying about relationship building, it is so much harder
So
to do.
that thing that Reagan just put in the chat, they have their Form 990 on their website. So we should be able to figure out where the money's coming from for that. I want to know who's funding it. I want to know who's funding all this shit. It's not going to be Soros, I promise you. But
on Zoom and Signal with no in-person meetings because we're a national network and the other kind of core people that I work
all
with
on
are
Zoom?
all over the place.
Okay.
And so like the kind of even just affectively, like the emotional part, it feels a little less connected than working with SFA UIC because I see the people, and I get to know some of the students or the people that I didn't know before. And I'm so happy that I know them now and I get to work with them. It's a lot harder to do that when you have like 100 people on a national call, but we're still trying to do that kind of work because it is going to take all of us and we're all going to have to skill up and we're all going to have to jump into this work. So our goal as the national network is to help people find their path in, right? To jump in. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. So
That's that it.
Thank you so much. Oh, can you actually go to the next slide, Caesar?
Sure.
Because I think these values are actually really important. And I think in order for us to be in coalition or like build a campaign with another group like Kahi or Sunrise Movement or something, we have to have shared values. So this is a statement of our values. And so we try to make sure that even when things get hard, that we come back to these core kind of principles and values. Right. So, okay, thanks.
Got it. All right. So thank you so much for the incredible presentation. I hope, especially our folks here at UIC are feeling like there's some wheels turning in your head right now. You're thinking about possible ways to get involved because we would love to have you. We have so much space and so much to share, and we want to learn what you know that we don't know. And so I'm going to stop this recording so that we can move on to the Q&A.
Oh man, we missed the Q&A.
Also, I'm just going to let you know my computer.
All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. Give me 1 second here just to set this up. Here's what we're going to do. Because you guys kicked ass and met the channel membership goal, we are going to do 2 public spy streams tonight. But here's what I want to do. I want to shut down this stream, and I want to start up a new stream to do the spy streams separately. Okay. The reason I want to do this is I think this will invite more people into watching the spy streams with us. Okay. Now, let me put a link in the chat on YouTube, and I'll put the link in the chat on Rumble as well. But I need to shut down the Rumble stream before I start a new Rumble stream. So here's what we're going to do. First off, thank you to everyone who donated 113 channel memberships today. And of course, everyone who sent in a super chat as well, for allowing me to now bring you a special public, like I've never done a public spy stream double feature. Tonight, we're going to go inside 2 leftist organizing trainings, and we're going to do it publicly because fuck you guys. I do what I want. Anyway, I'm going to shut down this stream, and we're going to start up a new stream, and we're going to do it over there because you guys have allowed me to like continue this. I put the link in the chat. I will put it in the chat again. Guys, please join me over on the other stream. That allows us to keep the spy streams archived separately from this one. And I will see you in just a couple minutes over on the other side. Everyone ready to go? Who's ready to spy stream? Who's training? Our training. Whose call? Our call. Let's do it, guys. I appreciate everyone who donated. I will see you in just a few minutes on the other stream. Let's get this party started, guys. And we're...
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
how is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.